Now you know some things about physics. Those towers collapsed at free fall speed. Not quite 15 seconds. The law of conservation of momentum would have predicted about 45 seconds had there in fact been resistance to the collapse at each floor. But there was no resistance. Because the only explanation for the first 3 steel frame buildings in the history of mankind to collapse as a result of fire, all on the same day, all in the same place, all at free fall speed, all diving symmetrically into their own footprint, ladies and gentlemen, has nothing to do with fire, but was in fact a controlled demolition. World Trade Center 7. Some of you didn't even know that there was a 3rd building that had collapsed that day, but now you know.
Now we go to videotape the collapse of this building.
It's amazing.
Amazing, incredible, pick your word. For the 3rd time today, it's reminiscent of those pictures we've all seen too much on television before, when a building was deliberately destroyed by well-placed dynamite to knock it down.
And you look at the penthouse just as it's about to fall, and that is the first thing that collapses. Ten times the amount of dust that could be explained by the gravitational pull of a collapsing, burning building of whatever size. 10 times. There was that steel frame building in Philadelphia. It's still there.
I remember getting a call from the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. I said, you know, we've had such terrible loss of life. And the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
Instead of popping out.
It was as if they had detonated.
Yeah,
as if they
detonated.
were planned to take down a building.
The testimony of the firefighters, the police officers, battalion chiefs standing right there on the sidewalk outside of the building, hearing explosions. That's evidence.
We need to make calls right now.
That is evidence.
I think I know an explosion when I hear it.
And it sounded like a countdown. And at the last few seconds, he took his hand off, and you heard 3, 2, 1, and he was just saying, "Just run for your life, just run for your life." And then it was like another 2, 3 seconds, you heard explosions.
The molten metal in the basement of the ruins can only be explained by explosives. That is evidence.
You'd get down below and you'd see molten steel running down the channel rails, like you're in a foundry, like lava.
There actually melted beams where it was molten steel that was being dug out.
The infrared satellite photographs taken weeks afterwards of Ground Zero, where you see hot spots well in excess of 1,000 degrees weeks after. The photographs admitted into evidence here of the orange to red hot pieces of steel being carried off by these machines is evidence. Their job was to explain to us why the World Trade Center towers collapsed. That was their job. The focus of the investigation was on the sequence of events from the instant of aircraft impact to the initiation of collapse for each tower. For brevity in this report, this sequence is referred to as probable collapse sequence, although it does not actually include the structural behavior of the tower after the conditions for collapse initiation were reached. It's still standing up there, ladies and gentlemen. For brevity, that is cover. Evidence of the truth, evidence of mass murder by this government, evidence of the absence and failure of democracy in this country.